Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. And this is episode number 3 and the final one of the Hobos coloring book, specifically line art versus grayscale. So I'm going to do 2 more sections for you. Specifically, I'm going to work on the coat and then also the wood on the bench. And basically, that should cover all the main portions of this. And I really hope that this has been a good video for you and good teaching tool just to ease you into grayscale, particularly to make you feel more comfortable with it. Again, I would highly suggest Ruth Sanderson. She does beautiful, beautiful work. And I would highly suggest that you check her out as well. All right, so I'm going to do a little experimenting. Zoom in. Zoom in. Okay, all right. So just checking that out here. All right, so I've got olive green. I have a light, a medium, and a dark. Let me get you in here just a little bit more. And the light is my master pencil, number 4515. You can see the cap color, basically. My medium is my Sooty Style color 076. They don't have a name for it, but there it is on the end, or the cap end. And then I've got my dark, which is my Faber-Castell. And this is my color. It's called olive green yellowish, and it's number 173. All right. Well, great. I'll quit yakking preliminaries. Let's get coloring. All right. So I'm going to grab my light, and I'm starting with my grayscale just like before. This is the line art, just to show you real quick. And this is the grayscale. So for me, I happen to enjoy doing I misspoke, the dark first. Sorry. Light, dark, you know, hey, what's the difference? Now, it's funny because when I do my line art, I like to do, you know, the non-grayscale. I like to do the light first. And again, that's just personal preference. It's whatever works out for you. And I really, really hope that this has been an enjoyable and informative series for you guys. Please don't overlook grayscale. Okay, now we've got a sleeve in here, so I'm going to pull a little more color in here. And by the way, please don't forget to look into my face group book, because I'll be finishing this there. And that is also teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. All right, so let's make sure I've got the right lines here. And sometimes on your grayscale, it may be a little bit hard to distinguish your spots, but you know what? As you start to color, it'll make sense for you. Let's see, I've got a platter right there. Now, I know that this particular book has some tight spaces on it, but, you know, there are a lot of grayscale that don't have it this tiny. So if you think that you're going to practice this, start on a picture that's got lighter areas. But all I'm asking is that you give it a try, okay? Let's get you in there a little bit here. Okay, now I'm going to hold off in this area right here near this patch. We've got a sleeve area here. Okay, I got it figured out here. And there's an area here, but it's actually the shadow of where the wood is, so that's going to be brown. So yeah, we got this little puppy under control. And remember, I'm just outlining, so I'll go ahead and contour with my pencils in a little bit. And that's another thing, guys, if you're having a hard time telling what your picture is, then outline and then come back and contour. Let's see, so I've got that. Okay, and let me turn you just a little bit. Now, this area here is indicated for being all the dark green, but I'm not going to do that because that's just going to be one blob. So I'm going to sit tight with that outlining and then I'll come back to it. Okay, so we've got another shirt under here. And no, I can't sing, but hey, I still enjoy it. I promise I won't sing much. I don't want to disturb you. And guys, that wonderful, wonderful music is by paid subscription to Whispering Piano. I love them to death. You know, I talk about them all the time in my videos. And no, they don't pay me. In fact, they just billed me. I gotta talk to them about that. Good grief. I talk about them in my videos and they still sent me a bill. Go figure. Oh, I'm a funny bunny. I really am. Okay. Okay, so I've got that whole coat outline. Let me pull you out just a smidge here. So that was my dark. Okay, and now I'm going to come in with my medium. Pretty. And notice that I'm blending over my dark. And the medium, I am putting it where I'm seeing the lighter gray. Da, da, da. And see how I'm making sure that there isn't an abrupt line between my dark and my medium, okay? Just blend those little puppies together, you're in good shape. Okay, so I'm gonna pop over here. You can see the light gray here. Let me zoom you in. Okay, see that light gray right there? So that's where that's telling me to color. And honestly, guys, for me, it's a combination of, you know, following the shading colors on the, you know, page, and also me just actually coloring. So if I see an area where I want it to be a little bit darker, boom. Okay, and let me sharpen my pencil here. Oh, look how cool that jacket's starting to look. Isn't that neat? I get such a kick out of doing this for you. I really do. Okay, now see, I've got dark there, and so just like the other side, even though it's indicated to be all dark, I'm going to go ahead and do that area with my medium, because when I run my medium over that darker gray, it's going to darken anyway. So see, I don't want to have just a blotch there. Okay. So here's my medium, okay? And please, like I said, please do not think that Grayscale is just following a formula of monkey see, monkey do. That's not it at all. Like I said, as I'm coloring artistically. And also keep in mind that you can also use shades of the color that you're using. In other words, this is my medium, but I'm coloring in several strokes here just to darken it up a little bit. Okay, and here is that really dark area underneath the sleeve, but I'm All right, let me get you in. But I'm doing it with my medium green because the dark gray will darken it just a little bit, but not as dark as the sleeve. Okay, I gotta repair the sleeve and get that back in there. There we go. Let's make sure I'm not off camera. I'm good at doing that sometimes. Oh, pretty, 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 pretty. Okay, and I'm just checking something out here. Okay. Now the hobo is wearing a shirt, so I'm not going to do that, the green. Okay, I'm just doing the jacket. So if you're wondering why I didn't do that, and there's the same little sleeve here. Okay, so let me roll up here. Again, this is my medium green. I'm not laying on my pencil hard. But I am making sure that I am blended where my dark is. And if you follow my videos, you know how I always say don't start heavy-handed on your coloring, guys. You color by repeated let's try that again. You darken by repeated strokes, okay? Not by shoving the pencil into the paper. And that's especially important in grayscale because as you're coloring, you're teasing in that color and you may decide that you want to, you know, stay lighter. Oh, this is just so pretty. Do, 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 do. Oh, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so let me pull out. Look how nifty that looks. Oh, I forgot my medium. Okay. So medium down here. I mean, I am barely touching the paper, guys. And in this case, I don't mind having a little bit of line here because that is outlining the fold in the coat. All right? All right. And let me color in this side as well. And this right here is a patch. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll do that a completely different color at some point. Okay. And now I'm going to get my light pencil, which you just saw scurry across the page. And this to me, I don't know, this I enjoy the most. I don't know why. I think, well, I know why. It's because this is where I'm finalizing my blending. And this is where everything beautifully comes together. Da, da, da. And yes, sometimes I go over my previous colors that are there to blend them in, because the light, medium, and dark doesn't really go away. Now, obviously, if you blended more, it could. Da, 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 da. Oh, too stinking cute. And I'm going to curve this right here with repeated strokes. Wunderbar. Beautiful. Don't forget to soften your edges, your dark edges, if they're coming out a little bit gnarly. Let me get you over here just a little bit. Ta-da. So see, now I'm coloring in all my light spots that I had left, and I'm also blending the colors that I put there before. And it is coming out beautifully. As Ruth likes to say, your pencils really are translucent. She says transparent, but translucent is the word. And so they're going to show what's underneath. Oh, too stinking cute. You can always tell when I like something if I start using that terminology. And see, here's a good example of coloring in right now. Watch. So I've got my dark, medium, my light, medium, dark. And notice how I'm coming in kind of at an angle to give the coat some texture. I didn't just, you know, go straight across all the way. Beautiful. And I hope that this is looking as nifty on camera as it is to me firsthand. And see how I'm deliberately drawing that line back and forth and making it, even though it's my lightest green, I'm going ahead and deliberately making a very dark line with my lightest green just to give that coat texture. And guys, all I'm asking, give Grayscale a chance, will ya? Okay, now I'm going to go back with my darkest pencil because I do see some areas here where it's looking a little stark, and I'm just going to blend that in a little bit from the edge. And by stark, I mean you see the, you know, the line. And you know by now that the blending means that you go from darkest to lightest without it showing a break in the color. It's got to be one continuous gradient. Oh yeah, there we go. Much, much better. Yeah, those shoulders were bugging me a little bit. Down here, we're in good shape. Got a little bit of stark contrast here, so I'm gonna blend that in. And sometimes you can just blend it in with your lightest pencil, and sometimes you blend it in with your darkest pencil. It's just whatever's gonna work for you guys. Oh, pretty, 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 pretty. Okay, so let me pull you out. Is that not cute? Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful coloring on the coat. Okay, now, here's the line art, okay? So I'm going to promptly do the same thing, and then I'm going to do a little bit of the wood. In fact, I may not even do the full coat. I'm at, well, I may. I'm only at 33 minutes. Okay, see? And I need to quit fussing because I don't want to eat up time fussing. All right, so I'm going to set that to the side. And now I'm going to get, excuse my arms, I'm going to get my light because, again, this is where I said I do it backwards from the other. Personal preference. No right or wrong. And I just prefer, in this case now, just starting out with my lightest color. Pretty. Let me sharpen. Da-da-da. And actually, in my grayscale, okay, that wasn't abundantly clear that that's a collar. Okay. Oh well, no worries. I saw the collar on this side, but I didn't see it on the other. Okay. So we've got, okay, there we go. And again, guys, this is where it's critically important that you come in with a light touch. You know, I'm telling you that all the time anyway, during your line art coloring, which of course this is, but see? You want that option left open for you to go ahead and, let me pull you in, go ahead and make changes. And you can't if you come in there full guns and it's already dark. Oh, I just colored his thumb. Her thumb, his thumb, I don't know. Sorry about that. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and color over this darkest part, because we do want a hint of green even though it's the gray. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and darken that a little bit, see where these folds are, just to add some visual interest to it, that when I go over it with my medium green, that's going to pick up that color I just put down there. Little area in there that needs to be green. And a little area in here that needs to be green. There we go. Oh yeah, much better. And yes, I have a little orange left over, but I'm not too worried about that because I'm coming in with other colors, so we're good. Don't forget to turn your pencil. And let me go over this green right here. Okay. Looking good. All right, so I'm gonna pull you out and I'm gonna show you a quick side by side, just so far. Okay, see that? Isn't that neat? Let me get some water while you're looking at that. Okay, now I'm going to grab my medium green, which is my Sooty style. And I'm going to follow a combination of the artist shadings and my artistic choices. So see, we've got that. Notice how this white area is starting to come up. Isn't that neat? Oh, it's not really white, it's the lighter green. Looking good. Let me sharpen my pencil. Oops. Well, point broke. Hold on. Don't you hate that when your point breaks inside of your sharpener? Good grief. Okay. And again, even though the artist didn't really put darker lines here, I'm going to go ahead and do that because I like to do that for the shading. And I like to carry the artist lines down a little further than what they indicate on the page. That's up to you, of course. Let's see how I'm doing that. I forgot to do an area of the coat. Okay, well, I'm going to use my medium right there. And I'm not pressing hard. The ink lines from the artist will already naturally darken that. Hold on, let me turn it this way. And again, remember that when I darken this from my light pencil, and now I'm adding medium on it. So it's giving me a really nice color. And I'm just going to shadow this just a little bit, nice and light. Okay. Let me pull out and show you. So there's that so far. Okay. Still using my medium pencil, guys. Okay, now pull out a little bit. Sorry for the bouncing. Now I'm going to use my dark pencil, Faber-Castell. And I'm going to use it to basically go around my edges here, because that is what's going to give me my depth. So I use it more for edging than anything else. Broke my point. And I'm blending it in so that it's not abrupt. If I do bring the dark in a little bit, I make sure I blend it in, okay? You don't ever want a sharp transition. And I just had to sharpen a little bit. So again, this is pretty close to the edges. Okay, and here's what I want you to look at and notice. Notice as I pull out how from here down now looks a lot more dimensional, because this is the area that's got my third green on it. Okay, it's looking a little wimpy here because I haven't added my darker colors, but you should be able to see that now. See how that really defines the coat? That's what I wanted you to see, guys. And that is with your edging. Okay, so let me keep going. I'm going to keep you in that extended, gosh darn, in that extended view, because I want you to see now how this lower part starts to pop. When I outline with my darkest green. You can really see a difference. That's what I want you to see. So I've done it here, all right? I'll be coming down this side momentarily. Isn't that pretty? Okay, now looking at that, this whole right hand side should be looking a lot better than over here. And that's what I wanted you to see. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit more of this coat, and then I'm gonna jump to the wood. Because now I'm at 54 minutes. Okay, so I've got this shoulder done, this part of the coat, this last quarter is not done. And then all you have to do is just adjust accordingly now. Okay? If you want to add a little bit of your lighter somewhere just to help blend, you can. Oops, I forgot my collar here. Hold on. And I'm going to blend that a little better. Okay, so there is 3/4 of the coat done. Here's the side by side. that I want you to see. Okay, isn't that neat? Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do some of this wood, but I need to pause video because I need to pick my colors and you don't need to be waiting for me to do that. So I will be back momentarily and I will have my browns and then we'll be done. All right guys, back in a few. Okay guys, I'm back. I've got my browns selected. Like I said, I just didn't want to hold you up while I was doing that. And let me show you what I've got. This is my light brown. And that is my Fila dark yellow, actually 106. And my, let's see, hold on, I gotta make sure. Oop. My medium brown, which is up here now, is another Fila, which they call apricot yellow, which, okay. And then I have my dark brown, which is a Faber-Castell Caput Mortuum, M-O-R-T-U-U-M, and that color is 169, okay? All right. So let me pop over to my Grayscale. Now, I'm going to do this a little, well, better not. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to sharpen. That's why you're staring at her head. And I've got my dark. And I've got hardly any dark right here. And again, this is a combination of following what the author is telling me and me going ahead and adding a little bit more. Let's see. My hand is out near the end of the pencil. And really, you should do that anyway for your normal coloring, guys. Otherwise, you're going to bear down. Okay. And this little fluffy stuff was throwing me, it's grass. Okay, I'm going to round that corner with my dark. Do 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 do. Let's see what we got here. Like I said, that's grass here, so okay. All right, now there's not really a lot of dark right here, so I'm gonna put like a really skinny line. That's my artistic interpretation. Do, 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 do. Okay, so there's my dark, and now I'm going to go my medium. After I sharpen my pencil. And my point just broke, excuse me. Okay, let me pull you out. So now I've got my medium brown. And I've decided I'm going to use my dark right here very, very lightly. Again, artistic interpretation. And that white spot up here is my patch. Take care of that later. Again, critical that you turn your pencils when you lift. I've gotten so used to doing that, I don't even realize I do it. Okay, and now, oops, I'm going to finish the top. Okay, and now I'm going to use my lightest brown. And this will be where all this comes together, because I'm also using my lightest brown over my previous colors for the most part. And as a result, except for the two little nails there, and as a result, you can see how the colors beautifully blend in. Make sure I'm still on camera. I am. And I'm going to come in with a little medium right there. There we go. Pretty. Okay. Pull it out a little bit. And I'm working sideways right now to give a different texture. See that? And then coming up and down. And let me sharpen. Now, I'm going to go back with my, let's see, hold on. With my medium. I just want these wood panels. See, that looks pretty streaky right there. So I'm blending this in now. Much better. And I want a very sharp edge right here between the brick and the wood. Looking a little fuzzy. There we go. And then I'll bring that in a little. Okay, now since I have this other, the line art to do yet, I'm probably going to hold up right there. On my grayscale, except very lightly with my darkest pencil. I want to bring in these edges a little bit because they look a little too stark to me. So see how I'm blending that in now better? Okay. And then in this case, because I've got such a wide area, I don't mind using my finger at all to blend that. Don't bend your paper. All right. So let me pull out so you can see this. And if you still want to darken that wood a little more, so it doesn't have quite the gold tone, you can do it with your medium and your, medium and your dark, okay? All right, so let's look at these guys side by side. Looking pretty cool. See? What do you think? All right. So now I'm going to do my line art of this, and then we're done. Okay, I'm going to sharpen my pencil. And bring it in. And on the line art, as you know, I like to do the lightest color first. My point's breaking. Buggers. Hold on. And for me, the reason I like to do the light first is because when I put down that basic layer, it helps me start to see, you know, shading and ideas and that sort of thing. But for grayscale, I like to work with my dark first. Kind of weird, but it works. Okay, so this is the shadow area. Okay. So that's where I stopped on the grayscale. And now I'm going to bring in my medium brown. And again, you can use various pressures on your medium brown, which of course are going to give you various colors, just like this. And I'm going to go ahead and blend that just a little bit with my finger. Okay. And I hope you guys are seeing how pretty this is coming out as well. All right, let me sharpen my pencil. I always like to tell you when I'm sharpening so you don't wonder why I just stop abruptly coloring. So that's why I tell you. And my pencil is not sharpening well at all. Excuse me, I gotta use my electric one. You're gonna hear it. Okay, now that I got the point started, let's see if that makes a difference. Hold on. I love this when this happens during a video. There we go. All right. I've got like, let's see, 4 or 5 different sharpeners. And depending on pencil brand, sometimes one sharpener works better than another. It's kind of weird. And my point just broke. I don't believe that. Unbelievable. Okay. Medium pencil. General coverage with it. But going a little bit darker in some places than other. There we go. All right. And let me zoom you out. There you go. And I am going to use my blender pencil a little bit. You do not want to use it on grayscale. Line art, you're okay. It depends too how well your pencil brand plays with your paper, you know. But you can see how much better this is blended. There we go. All right. Brush. And my darkest pencil, which is my Faber-Castell. Oh, isn't that pretty? You can already see where the shading's coming in. Just kissing the paper on the edge and then bringing in a little bit of the color. See that? And then where the artist has indicated shadow and darker lines, I'm going on that as well, and then blending it out. Pretty. Oh yeah. Again, just along the edge and in a little bit on the boards. And then where the artist has indicated this darker shade, I'm going to darken this. And then lighten up as I come out. And I've got a little shading by the grass. And a little around the edge here. Hopefully I'm still on camera. Yes, I am. Oh, pretty, guys. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. Okay, except for me fussing with it. So let me pull you out. Let me put the grayscale next to the line art. So that you can see the two. There you go. I love doing both for you. You can see the differences. Just beautiful. Beautiful stuff, guys. Remember, I didn't do this last quarter of this coat with my green. Gotta do it. Not hard at all. Gives you a different effect. You can see how easy it was for me to bounce back and forth between the two. So I think we're in really good shape with this. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for letting me have your time. I really enjoyed this comparison. This is the last segment episode. Would appreciate your subscribing, would appreciate your comments, yay or nay. That helps me make my videos better. Oh, and as I said, yes, I'm going to do some coloring behind the bricks on both pages. So yeah, this will be finished up in my Facebook group, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick on Facebook. Join my group, and every night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, I pull something out to color, and I can pull this out and we can continue with it. because I'm sure my group would love to see this as well, even though I will be posting this video in it for them to see. All right, guys, I'm done. This is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Thank you so much for joining me. I really, really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions or comments, you know how to get a hold of me one way or the other. And I really appreciate it. All right, guys, joyous coloring. Have a great rest of the evening. Bye.